buddy. We'll get to that in a moment. But what was your reaction to the Seahawks beating the 49ers 41-6?
I mean, it's just we scored.
I'm there with you.
We scored 9 points in 2 games against Seattle. So in 3 weeks, we scored 9 points. 3 points the first game and 6 points on the road in Seattle. I mean, it's like I don't really have anything to say. It's kind of just we got our asses whooped, fair and square. I mean, I'm walking in, took Mako to a birthday party earlier, went to go pick up some pizza, had some family over. I'm walking in the door. All I see is Rashid Shaheed running down the sideline. I fell to my knees. First play of the game.
Dropped his son and the pizza.
I couldn't believe it, bro. It was like, are you serious? There's no way. Well, I'm pumped up, talking shit to everybody. Me and Kevin's friend, Ephraim, it's been going back and forth to me the entirety of the day. And I'm just like, you know what, man? I think we'll be okay. And then you had the news earlier about Sam Darnold and his oblique injury. I saw that news come out, and I instantly looked at the line for the game, which was 7 points, to see if the line would have dropped. Didn't budge all game. So Vegas was like, he good. He was they're basically trying to say, ain't nothing wrong with that boy. So, we ran on 4th and 1 a trick play with Kyle Juszczyk, a fullback dive pitch to the short side of the field to Christian McCaffrey on 4th and 1. When we ran that play and it was like the first quarter, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a long day. My kicker was trying to slide tackle Shaheed on the first open. Like he's doing it. Like,
hey man, he's a soccer player. He's a soccer player.
Tonjes he just went down out of nowhere. He the ghost got the power plant. Just chalk it up to the power plant. Substation. It's very, very, you kind of look at it like, were we just running on E for like the last 6 weeks and just didn't know that our tank was empty and we were just running by faith the entire time? I mean, good hell, it was fucking 34-6 at halftime.
Good hell, that's a new one.
And I'm just like, hey man, all we got to do is got to go in there. We got to score. Like we couldn't even put drives together. Like Sam Darnold completed 12 passes in this game for like a $120.
Pedestrian numbers.
Charbonnet tore his ACL in this game.
Didn't matter.
It didn't matter. I mean, Kenneth Walker played a hell of a game. Obviously, their defense, man, is just so physical. Like they just punch you and punch you and punch you in the face. And it just keeps on reminding me of that one video of Marshawn Lynch. So he keeps saying, I just kept on running into his face over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's what it was. It was an ass beating. Like, I don't really know what there's nothing really much to say. I mean, I'd say younger me, like maybe like 10, like teenage me would like still be very, very distraught about it. But then, the grown me is still distraught about it, obviously. But then I realized that I'm still an adult and I still have to pay bills. So I can't be too sad about it because my wallet, it was just an ass whooping. Like, I really don't have much to say about it. It's just, it is what it is. Purdy didn't really have much time to throw. I thought Ricky Pearsall would have had some type of something to make a difference in this game. It didn't really matter. Like, most of the things that we did on offense just didn't matter because we really couldn't do anything. Yeah, got our asses whooped. Seattle was the favorite to win the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, oh my God, I don't even want to say the words, the phrase. Like, bro, and the Super Bowl is in Santa Clara. That's just cherry on top. That's great. Yeah. Somebody else is gonna win it. So I don't know, man. It's very frustrating because the entire season we're fighting with one hand behind our back, and I thought that we could still do it. Seattle showed us a different way that you guys cannot do it. You guys are not going to be able to do it. And I mean, they got us again. So it was bad. Very, very bad. 41-6. Yeah. This is the worst loss I think I've ever seen in my life. And it might be the worst loss in my Niner history. It's playoff is sometimes we set a record. We set a record on Saturday. So everyone's in my DMs.
It's certainly up there, Toddy.
And my younger brother posted me on his Instagram, sad, sitting on my couch. So I mean, hey, people posted my group chat conversations. Those were private. Those were private. I wrote those in confidence. It is what it is, man. I'll take my lumps. Looking forward to the draft.
Yeah, Toddy, I had a similar experience. Even though she is a fellow 49ers fan, my girlfriend, Allie, she kind of did something similar to me on Instagram. And it was honestly so funny that I had to repost it, where we went to my brother's house to watch the game. And that was nice. My brother's birthday was on Friday, hung out with him on Saturday. And we watched that game, and it was just absolutely awful. We all had a terrible time, like good time hanging out with each other, terrible time watching the game. And so after Allie and I left his house, we stopped by the grocery store on the way home to pick up some ingredients for dinner the next night, but then also to get some more alcoholic beverages because they were needed. And so Allie recorded me on Instagram, and she zoomed in on the spiked lemonades. And then she panned to me, and I'm just standing there in all my 49ers gear, gold chain included, and I'm just shaking my head with such a deadpan face. And the caption that she put on it is big, fat, fucking loser vibes, because that's exactly what it was, and it was pretty accurate, and that's why I had to repost it. And, and when I went to that grocery store, Kaz and Kevin, you'll get a kick out of this, because there was a Rayleigh's worker who just looked at me and just laughed and just walked away and just laughed. And then I said, who's your team? He said, oh, I'm a Rams fan. And I'm just thinking to myself, man, I fucking hope you lose to Caleb tomorrow. And then as we're walking out, there's a security guard who is talking to him, and they are talking about us very clearly because they're being very loud. And the security guard says, man, fuck them. They took my team out. They deserve that. Man, I'm a Philly fan. Fuck them. I was like, and I was just like, all right, cool. Thanks, man. And then even today, I go to the gym, and right when I walk in, I go to put my stuff down, and there's this old man just staring at me. And I can tell he's trying to make eye contact with me. And I look at him as I'm walking in, put my stuff down. He's still looking at me. And then I look at him again as I'm about to walk to a machine. And he just shakes his head and he said, not this year, because I'm wearing this shirt right here that I'm wearing for today's podcast, which is 2023 NFC Conference Champions, San Francisco 49ers. And I thought it was appropriate to leave this shirt on for today's podcast, because this is the only championship that Toddy and I have experienced in our life, is 3 conference championships. That's the best it's going to get. Kevin likes to talk about how we always wear sweatsuits. Well, guess what? I buy conference championship merch because this is the best it's going to get as a San Francisco 49ers fan. And the thing I said to that older gentleman is I said, not this year. I was born in 1998. It's never my year. And he just shook his head. And he just said, oh, man. And he kind of stopped after that because he could just feel my pain. He could hear it in the tone of my voice, and he could just understand just how I was feeling in that moment. And, I understand. I wear 49ers gear in public right after a loss like that. I'm a target. I get it. If I don't want to hear about it, then I shouldn't wear any 49ers gear. But guess what? I really don't give a shit because this is going to be my team until I die. I might be 75 years old by the time that the 49ers finally fucking win a Super Bowl, but it's going to happen eventually. And if it doesn't happen in my lifetime, maybe it'll happen in my children's lifetime or their children's lifetime. It'll happen eventually, but it hasn't happened anytime soon or anytime recently. Doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon. I don't even want to get into the phrasing of maybe next year. Next year's our year, because then I turn into a Cowboys fan. And then I become the person who makes fun of this meme where the Dallas Cowboys cycle, season starts, win some games, fans get their hopes up. We them boys, this is our year. Bang, bang, Niner gang, this is our year. Choking the playoffs. We're currently here. I can't say next year is our year because this is the same cycle. And so I refuse to say next year is our year because I'm not going to end up like a Cowboys fan. But man, it sure does suck to be a 49ers fan born in 1998 because I know nothing but pain. Those 5 Super Bowls are great. I like to bring them up when Kevin's like, oh, I got 2 rings and the 49ers have 5. But then he's like, oh, yeah, you're swimming along. You were in your daddy's nutsack when the 49ers fucking won a Super Bowl. And so this is life as a San Francisco 49ers fan born in 1998. And when it comes to the outcome of Saturday's game, I would rather lose a game like that than to have my heart ripped out of my chest in the final seconds like they did in the last 2 Super Bowls. But the caveat with that for this particular game is not against that team. Anyone but that team. The Rams, the Cardinals, the Eagles, anyone but that team. The team that I hate more than any other professional sports franchise. I don't hate the Lakers more. I don't hate the Michigan Wolverines more. I hate no other team more than I hate the Seattle Seahawks. So to get absolute, we joke around about BTA, belt to ass. That game was the definition of belt to ass. If you look it up in the dictionary, it's going to say Seahawks 41, 49ers 6. Because that's what we saw on Saturday night. And like I said, I would rather have my team get the doors blown off of them than get my heart ripped out in the final seconds, but not against that team. Anyone but that team. And that's exactly what happened. The Seahawks are elite. The Seahawks are going to go on to win the Super Bowl. Their defense is tremendous. And Sam Darnold can throw for 123 passing yards or whatever the fuck it was. And he's going to be a Super Bowl champion. And he's going to do it in the place he played as a backup in Santa Clara at Levi's Stadium. Just got to take deep breaths to get through this. A couple stats that I wanted to highlight that I think are relevant before we hear from the Philadelphia Eagles panel who, Kaz, I saw the smirk on your face when we started this segment. I hope this has given you everything that you were looking forward to and that you wanted. And this is the karma that I deserve for airing out the receipt clips. But Brock Purdy was running for his life on Saturday night. He didn't even play bad, but he traveled 413 yards on 33 dropbacks against the Seahawks per Next Gen Stats. That is, I think Tom Brady said it during the broadcast. That's the closest that we have seen a quarterback running for their life since Patrick Mahomes had that happen to him in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 413 yards on 33 dropbacks. Let's just pull out the calculator real quick. Let's see how much he averaged every single dropback. Oh, Brock Purdy is running 12 and a half yards per dropback, running for his life. Trent Williams and Jake Brendel can only do so much. The other 3 linemen have to fucking do something. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to run the ball like Christian McCaffrey struggled to. And Brock Purdy is not going to have any time to throw the ball unless he's running for his life to the sideline, just chucks it up and hope that someone is down there to catch it. One other stat I wanted to get to, coming into this game, Christian McCaffrey had scored a TD in all 8 of his career postseason games. That streak, obviously, has now come to an end. He now finishes with Emmitt Smith and John Stallworth with 8 to start his postseason career, which was an active streak. Now it's come to an end. He falls one short of former Buffalo Bills running back Thurman Thomas, who did it in 9 straight games. So great statistic for Christian McCaffrey. Gets snapped. The 49ers, their season is over. And I know I'm angry. I know I'm upset. But the one thing I will say is that it's tremendous that the 49ers even got this far. They should have missed the playoffs. They should not have won a playoff game. But yet, in the toughest division in football, without a doubt, and that is shown by the fact that the 2 remaining teams from this division are playing for a conference championship. One of them is guaranteed to play for a Super Bowl. The fact that the 49ers survived the gauntlet that was the NFC West this season, despite all the injuries to Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, George Kittle off and on, Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, the list goes on. It's tremendous that the 49ers even got here, and so I should be happy. But with the way that ended against that team, I'm angry. And that was a pathetic performance on Saturday night. Congrats to the Seahawks. Congrats to the Eagles fans. The birds are flying high right now. Kevin, what was your reaction to Saturday night's game?
As much as I want to get into this, Kaz has been twiddling his fingers, so I would love to hear what Kaz has to say.
Yeah, go ahead. I was going to toss it to him, but I saw you had yourself unmuted. Please, Kaz, go ahead.
This is what happened. What happens when the team that had no business winning a fucking playoff game wins a playoff game? It should have never been you guys in the first place.
Should have been us.
Listen, it's not even about that. It ain't even about that. It ain't about that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be. I don't want to be that guy. But I was just like, they don't have a shot. Like not a chance in hell. I don't care what you did in the regular season. I don't care what you did against us. It was clear cut and dry. Like I said, I think last week after we lost, it's like, you guys didn't beat us. We beat us. And I'm sticking to that. We beat us. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that we would go to the Super Bowl. I don't know. That shit wouldn't happen. And hell no. Not like that. And I get it. Well, you lost to the Cowboys after being up 21-0. Okay, cool. You lost to the Bears. They ran all over you guys, whatever, nothing like that. Absolutely not. That's 110% unacceptable in the playoffs, especially the second round. The wild card round, things can happen. Divisional round, that should be some good hard-nosed football. Unless you're going against, I'm talking like, hell, the Eagles last year. If you're going against the Eagles last year and you happen to slip and fall in the divisional round and, I don't know, say you're like the Green Bay Packers or a team like, hell, the Vikings, it's like, clear cut. That Eagles team last year, not to talk too much about the Eagles, but like that's better than every team in the playoffs right now. That Eagles team last year beat the fuck out of all these teams. If you disagree with me, you're crazy. So I'm just going to say, when it comes to this game, when it comes to how good the 49ers, injuries aside, doesn't matter, were supposed to be, they had no business being in that position. And I'm not going to really be super, like, ha, you guys lost, whatever. I don't want to be like that, but what I will say is this. That is what you call belt to ass. Trying to tell all you Niners fans that it was never your time. And you told me, hold on, you told me after I was on one of my tirade about how we lost the game. You guys didn't beat us, we beat us. You told me that. And I sat there and I heard you, Shaun. I heard you. And you went over all these things about, no, we always find ways to win. And, Kyle Shanahan this and then all that stuff. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen a game more evident in at least the last 10 years, probably. Rough guess. That has proven yet again you guys had no business being there. And I think you said it yourself. If I missed your words, but you said you guys shouldn't even made the playoffs. Okay.
Yeah.
Not the vibes we were having last week, though. Not last week.
Yeah, because they found a way. They found a way to get there, and the fact that they found a way to get there is tremendous.
They found a way to get there, and then it immediately turned into. And I think that Jaevon said the same thing. I believe that this is a team that can win the Super Bowl. I don't know what kind of shit they have on the West Coast that y'all are snorting, but holy goddamn! Wow. That would be like me saying after Carson Wentz went down against the Rams, and we go to the playoffs and go, you know what? I think that Nick Foles is going to win us the Super Bowl. Now, did it happen? Absolutely. Hey, happy for it. But to say it, nah. So you know what? Man to man, again, not going to rub salt in the wounds too hard. That was my little belt BTA. That's all I really got for you. But what I'll say is this: it should have been the Eagles. And I think that you both know deep down we were the team that should have been in position to compete to go to the NFC Championship game because it was just right. It was right.
Y'all
it had nothing to do. Was that
you guys would have beat Seattle?
We wouldn't have played Seattle. We would have played Chicago. And yes, we would have beat Chicago.
Okay,
We would have beat Chicago. We would have beat Chicago without a doubt. In Chicago, without a doubt. But
so if you beat Chicago in the divisional round, the Seahawks beat the Rams.
We don't know that. We don't know that though.
Okay, but let's just say that Philly played in Seattle. Would Philly have gone to Seattle and won?
I think it'd been a great game. I can't confidently say we'd win. Nope, I can't confidently say that.
Okay,
I think it would have been a great game. I think that
they lost to Chicago.
I'm talking like grit on grit, just Philadelphia. If we're down, we're gonna fight. Our defense is gonna be able to put pressure on Sam Darnold. We match up a lot better. You know what I mean? Because our defense literally has been playing really well. We're getting turnovers. We played really well against you guys defensively. We just didn't do anything on offense. So to look at that Seattle defense or that Seattle offense, not to talk too much about the Eagles, but just quickly, they have a JSN. We have a Quinyon Mitchell. They have a Zach Charbonnet and a Kenneth Walker. Okay. We have edge rushers. We have great linebackers. We have Jalen Carter. We have Jordan there's nothing about that Seattle offense that scares me. Now, talk about their defense. Philadelphia has not had an offense all season long. So what is that defense going to do differently than what we've already been doing to ourselves offensively? What will they do? I mean, we're going to just run the ball up the gut on 3rd and long like we've been doing? Okay, we'll punt. So, I mean, we can sit here and drop hypotheticals and maybe say, oh, well, they'd probably pick off Jalen Hurts, or maybe they'd get strip sacks or fumbles. Possibly, but we'll never know. But what I will say is there's nothing that the Seattle defense was going to do, can do, and hell, who knows, more than likely probably would have done if we played them that we haven't already been seeing all season long with Philadelphia. We haven't had an offense. You can't make an offense less of an offense when there is no offense. So, yes, I think that if we played Seattle, we would have put up a much better fight. We have a better offense than you guys, without a doubt. You don't think we have better offense than you? Weapons?
Kaz, I'm sorry. I'm just confused. I'm really just confused. Wait, Toddy, if you want to respond, you can go ahead and respond. I was just saying I was confused, but Toddy, please go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm confused now. What did I say that confused you?
I'll just jump in and to say what confused me is you're talking about how your offense couldn't do anything all season.
Right, yeah.
And so what their defense would do to your offense, who is already stagnant and can't do anything.
Yeah.
But yet somehow it would have been a great game. It feels like to me that it's hard to say that the Eagles would have lost by 5 touchdowns because the 49ers got absolutely steamrolled. But I can confidently say that the Eagles would have lost by double digits in Seattle as young Mr. Mako makes an appearance on the podcast wearing his Woody pajamas. I would
say this because our offense couldn't get any worse and our defense would have gave Sam Darnold some struggles. I bet that game, if the Eagles played the Seahawks, would be a 21-17 game. Confidently, if we lose. Either we win that game or 21-17. We're not losing by double digits in the division round. That's not a real thing. I don't know
I
who.
guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. I don't know who would perform, but I'll tell you what right now. Either our defense is going to show up the way they've been doing or our offense will figure some shit out. I don't know, but it would not be like that. That's all I'm saying. I just feel like there's better teams that could have been in that position. It's the playoffs. It happens. Teams lose games. Weird games, but they lose games. You know, I'll just say that out of all the games, divisional games, that was the one game to where I was like, this wasn't supposed to be a thing. And it was clear. It was clear as day. And not just because you guys are getting your ass whooped. That game could have been 21-24. And I would have still said the same thing. This was not supposed to be the game. I don't feel like that was supposed to be the game, whether you played us or Chicago first or hell, Green Bay. It doesn't matter. Every team in the NFC that was in the playoffs, I felt was better than the 49ers. I know you had a great record. I understand that. But every team that's in the playoffs, if you were to look at them on paper, okay, and what the potential is, and all of the mishaps in San Fran with the injuries, and obviously George Kittle going out obviously during the game, but either way, with the injuries, I'm not CMC. You stop CMC, you stop the Niners. It's just that simple. So, happy you guys lost. Ain't gonna lie, very happy. Feels good. You guys know I'm from the Midwest. We got a lot of Bears fans around here, and I actually was cheering for the Bears because I want to see my friends happy. But the week before that, they were talking big shit to me too. The seats on the couches, they're nice and warm. Got Bears homies right here, got the Niners homies right here, and we still got the big seat with the reclining. Okay, and we got the big bottles. Y'all got Bud Lights and shit. We got big bottles in our seats, so we're still good.
Hey, at least give me some Modelo or something. But as Cousin James says on YouTube, we did all that with most of our team out. Imagine next year when we have those players back, it's over. Definitely don't get to worry about Philly. I guess we'll never know because the Niners sent their ass to Cancun first. Seems to me like someone still hasn't gotten over last week. 49ers versus Eagles in the Cancun Conference Championship this weekend. Kevin, real quickly, what were your thoughts on the Seahawks putting belt to ass on the Niners?
So, Kaz, I don't know if you knew this, but I was in Seattle this weekend. So I got a chance to explore Seattle fans, see how they get down. And I go into enemy territory wearing my Eagles gear. And I'm sitting at the bar for the game. Look, come here. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Alyssa needed paper towel, so I had to run out and grab some. Whew. Anyways, this game came down to two things. They scored more points than you guys did in 13 seconds. And I don't understand the 45-minute rant you two went on. You guys have been losers your whole life. Do we hear Charlotte Hornets fans get mad when they get a lottery pick? Do we get mad? Do we hear Chicago Bear or Chicago Bulls fans get mad when they suck? No.
You might as well shout out the Sacramento Kings while we're at it.
Shaun, you said it best yourself. This is the best it's going to get. 41-6. James, I'm happy you're here. You guys, James is one of those fans that says every year's our year. We'll be back. But unfortunately, you won't. You guys had a good run. And like I said, you guys are a bougie Cowboys. You guys make it, they don't. But at the end of the day, you both don't win. So, yeah, everyone's going to say, well, we beat the Eagles. Hang the banner up. We beat the Eagles. But at the end of the day, they don't hang up banners for one-offs. When we beat you guys, we hang banners. So it is what it is. We're all in Cancun together. But you guys are on the poor man's Cancun, and we're on the top floor. It's just levels to it all. That's all I got.
Kevin, that's pretty interesting for you to say. It's interesting. I'm finding one little thing to pick at, but it's interesting to hear Kevin say that when we beat you guys, we win banners, because the last time that you beat us in the playoffs, the only banner you hung was a conference championship banner. And so
still a banner.
I guess we'll have to find out what happens because the Niners have won their last 2 games against the Eagles. So